Good greetings everybody, I'm Rusty Dog. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and as you can see we are at Grantley Adams International Airport, TBPB in Barbados. And we're in Barbados because this is where we need to be in order to start the delivery missions in our OnAir company. There's 8 missions in all, 8 cargo deliveries. And it's all based in and around the Barbados, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Jamaica kind of area. All right, so we're going to be getting on with it, and I'm going to show you where we are in OnAir, so you can see exactly where we're headed here. So this is me and my plane. I aborted the Asia one, and it turns out every time you regenerate here, it gives you a different level 5 mission, and it cycles through between Caribbean and Asia, Western Europe, Eastern Europe, the world, which was no good for me because I didn't have enough fuel in any plane to fly over to the States. So from Europe, so that was a bust. And so I got to the Caribbean too, and they were all kind of smaller flights, a lot shorter flights than the Asian one. And I thought, well, I've not been around this part of the world either in flight sim, so it'd be kind of cool to do this. Now, my plane can hold around 2,500 cargo, fuel, and myself, and still be okay. So the amount of cargo all in all here is 1647, and that means I can pack all the cargo from all the delivery missions and take them all. Of course, that's going to mean I can't fit as much fuel in. I might need stops for fuel, but there's plenty of stops on the way on every single mission anyway, so we can just fuel up at every single stop. At least the blue ones we can. They should have fuel. The black ones are probably smaller airports, and the green ones, I don't know whether they're smaller or bigger. Oh, this one is that's a size 4. That's a size 5. So you'd think big airport like that, they'd have fuel, right? Jet fuel. This one is a size 3. So the only one that seems to be out of the way is this one down here, this little guy down here at the bottom. So we can either do that one first and bring it back, so it's out. Bring the plane back so it's out the way, because each job has to come from here to there. You fly back, you go and pick up cargo, you deliver it to there, come back, blah. You always have to keep returning here. However, because we have a plane, and the plane in question here is the Baron G58, which I actually know. When I said it can hold 2,500 cargo, that was based on the Cessna Caravan. I'm getting mixed up. I'm not quite sure how much we can hold here. We're going to find out. But all these jobs are waiting for us. This one's got the largest distance, of course, which is... sorry, not this one. This one. No, this one. I'll get it right in a minute. There you go. So this is the largest distance. But what I can do is, hopefully... I don't know if I'll be able to do it, to be honest, is pack all the cargo, except for this one, but that's only 95. It's not really a big deal. I wish it was a 582 one. See, this is the largest cargo. Perhaps do this one separate. Do that one first, and then come back, and then do the others. We're going to have to see how it plays out. But basically what I want to do is, I'd like to just forget this one at the bottom, leave that one till last perhaps, and then just put all the cargo in except for this one, and then just take off and fly to here, and then drop that cargo off, fill up with fuel, go to here, same thing again, and then here, and then here, and then I guess across to there, up to there, and up to there. And then that leaves us a big flight back with nothing, no cargo, pick up the remaining cargo and drop it here. And I think that would be the way to do it. And this says level 5 missions, but if you look on the dashboard, We're already at level 5. So, oh, wait a minute. I think that's actually changed. It was showing the wrong level at one point because I'd leveled up on my own without doing any of these level up jobs. I call these level up jobs. Yeah, it has. I think it's changed. I think it used to say level 4 even when I was still on level 5, which was kind of weird. But that's because it was hanging over from before. I was on level 4, then I had the level 4 missions, and I never did them. I just did all normal jobs, and I got over the level 4 mark into level 5. So yeah, I think this is actually correct. But this is, I mean, the way I've got 2 other planes now. Things have changed since you guys have been last here. I've got 2 Cessna Grand Caravans now, and I've got 2 people flying them, 2 AI. So if we look here, you'll see that I've got a Cessna Grand Caravan, which is currently in the air, being flown by Melissa Pinto Goncalves. She's flying away, taking a job. And then we have our old friend Brooke, and she is also flying. Yeah, they're just 2 females. I don't discriminate. And she's flying. So they're kind of all over the place. There they are. She's going up to here. She's going over to there. Meanwhile, I'm all the way over down here. Right, in this barren which I've rented in order to get these jobs done that I need to do. So let's click on our plane here. And let's see if we can load everything. Now the gross weight is already fairly high, but if we just load everything except, yeah, no way. That doesn't give us anywhere near enough room for the fuel. Or does it? Or does it? Maybe. I don't know if it'll give us enough. Let's just fill the tank up here. Because the first mission, oh, it is too far away. It's 364. That's the closest one. I have got enough fuel. I actually do have enough fuel. Okay, so I think I've worked this out. None of these distances here matter except for one. And the reason they don't matter is obvious, is because if I'm going to be hopping from each one to each one, then all I need to worry about is the distance between each run. And as I visit each one, of course, the amount of cargo in my hold is going to get less and less and less and less and less. So the closest airport is TNCM. So all I need to worry about is, can I make it to TNCM with everything loaded? So I'm going to load that. We're not going to do this one because, as we said, I'm going to leave that one till last. And with the fuel on board, let me just set this. I've got to do this again. Get it up to, fill it up anyway. 5.5. Oh, that's full. So look at the distance we can cover. 1,300 nautical miles. Ah, sugar. This one. Thought that was weird. Being able to fill up, because I couldn't last time. There we go. So now I can cover 685. But I only need to go 364, but I've got to leave enough left in the tank as well. Also, at TNCM, do they have fuel there? Well, I wish that I could... I really wish that I could find out directly from here without having to leave this screen. But I can't. So, first airport we're going to visit is TNCM. So if we go here, go to airports, type in CM. Now we'll see that these red ones are the jet fuel. And, well, he's got enough. Yeah, they've got plenty in here. So I've got nothing to worry about. They're fairly sizable airports anyway. So I think we're kind of good to go. Okay, so now I've got to do all this crap again. So a nice feature here on this screen would be the ability to open a new window to look at airports. So we can see, or we can just click on an airport here and find out if it has the fuel we want there. Because if it doesn't, then I'm going to have to fill even more fuel. And if it does, then I don't need to fill as much. I just need to put as much in as I need to get there, which is 364 plus 30 minutes of flying time if anything goes wrong, because that's just the requirements. So I'm going to put in enough fuel to go 500 nautical miles, say 538. Let's go down to 40%. Takes us, 525 nautical miles. That gives us enough, I think, 364. So we've got another 160 nautical miles worth of fuel on board. Let's see if that's enough. So we're going to confirm that. I wish it would tell me now, but it doesn't. Waits until everything's loaded. So we're actually going to fly to our first destination, which is TNCM. Okay, so while the cargo is being loaded, I think they've slowed this down in recent builds. And while we got the fuel going on board, we'll come back in here and we will model this flight. So we're taking off here, TBPP. There only are large ramps in this airport. We've got the Baron G58. And we're going to be arriving at Princess Juliana Airport, which is TNCM. There we go. St Maarten. Oh God, no. That's not the St Maarten I'm thinking of, is it? Oh God. Oh yeah. But we want to be coming in on this one, don't we, guys? Because is this the famous St Maarten Airport? Because if it is, I've got to come in on the famous runway 10, which is basically a case of you, landing, as you can see, on the beach. You just cross over the beach, and you're just like a few meters above people. It's a small plane, obviously, but I've seen huge commercial jets just flying over the beach to land here. All right, so flight conditions then. Let's take a look at the real weather. It always says this, but it never really. But I think what I want to do is in presets, I want the live weather, but I don't want the live time. However, the live time is 10 to 10 in the morning, so that's okay. I just didn't want to do it at night. But yeah, this is fine. 9:47. This is good. All right. Tropical storms, I guess. It was like this the other day. All right. So we look back into OnAir. Our fuel is loaded. Our cargo is loaded. The destination airport is loaded, and also we have an alternative airport programmed in. So if we go to the flight tracking page, so it says that the model is wrong, but that is not correct. Model is correct. And I'm hoping, oh yeah, of course, because I need, in the flight sim, I need to actually start into fly mode, and then these two will correct. So let's go and do that. So we're going to take this out. Everything's set up here. I'm quite happy with this. Maybe I should have gone low altitude IFR so I could make a nice little run in, but it's okay like this. So we're going to click fly, and when that starts going in, this should start. It still says I've got the Daha blue. There we go. It's corrected it. All right, so it's happy now. We're just loading in the sim, and then we can click start tracking. So we've basically got all of the cargo on board-ish, almost, and we're just going to fly it all from point to point to point to point to point. Firstly, we're going to be flying to this one, and then obviously dropping off everywhere into the Dominican Republic, into Cuba, into Jamaica. And then we'll come back and then we'll deliver the one to Venezuela. Sounds a lot of fun. Well, all right, so we're ready to fly. Oh, this weather doesn't look inviting, guys, really. Oh no, come on, man. Of course I could change this weather to something more palatable. But what fun would that be, right? Right, so I've got to now remember how to do a startup on this. Because, like, this is a new plane for me, really. Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot I changed the keys for the zoom. So we've got to put the fuel on, I suppose. That would really help. Trim, so we got engine RPM, engine mixture. Let's pop that up. Oh, there is a way to do both of those, actually. Isn't it Control F2 and F3? No, that's this one. Alt F2, F3? No. I can't remember what it was to bring. I can't remember what it was to bring the mixture up and down. You know, I can't remember what the keys were. But there is one. You know, to do left and right together. I was going to say I wonder if it's in the controls, but I won't bother you guys with that now. I'll manage. Oh, we need to get rid of this. And battery, alternator, avionics, top sinking, pitot heat. I think we're going to need windshield de-icing. Does that actually work? Yeah. Propeller de-ice and airframe de-ice. Turn all that on because hey, you never know, right? So beacon light has to be on at least for this OnAir. And right, let's see. We go into nav. I'm just going to put them all on because that way I won't get penalized. Wing ice lights. I'm going to be lit up like a Christmas tree here. Okay, I'm going to turn the fuel boost pumps up to high for starting, and then can I put them back to low? Or off afterwards? I don't know. Oh, it's so awkward having this zoom. I changed the zoom button and I think it's not working for me. I'm going to just pop in here and go and change the... So in the mouse, go into... What's it now? Quit camera. Up and down, you see, you have to put it... You have to put the mouse wheel backwards when you assign a key with it or a button with it. So if it was Control plus mouse wheel, unzoom and zoom, they have to be backwards. This is normally down. So if we're going to go down on that one, I'm now changing down for up and up for down, and it'll still work correctly. It's just a wee bug. And the other thing was the mixture. So if I go to keyboard, do search by name, go into mixture. So, shift control. There you go. So control F2 and F3 is the revs. Take a look at that. So control F2, F3 is revs. Shift control F2 and F3, your mixture. You don't know what the setting is, so you've got to hover your mouse on it just to... There you go. But it works. It works, nonetheless. Alright, let's get both the other Garmin back up. And I think we're okay. Turn our lights off here, and we've got everything on here. Right, so let's get the engines fired up. think that's it. Yeah, fired, fired. You are fired. Okay, that's better. Normal mouse wheel. The advantage of having maybe control mouse wheel, right? The reason why you would have that on your zoom is so that, you see, you can use the mouse wheel to move these buttons around, like I'm doing right now. But sometimes it'll zoom at the same time, so if you haven't got it exactly on the button, that can be annoying. So that's why you would assign your zoom to a different, you know, to a qualifier key or button along with the mouse wheel, and you can do both. Oh, I tell you what, this is real crap weather. Okay, so we are going to be departing to the north, but I'm hoping they're going to give us the right runway anyway.
Rusty Romeo 66 with whiskey request taxi for takeoff north departure.
I should have started the tracking and I didn't.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Yeah, so now she doesn't know whether I started the engines in the right order or not. I forgot to start tracking like an idiot. As soon as you get here on the runway, as soon as the sim loads and you're at the runway, then that's when you start tracking. Anyway, so let's just acknowledge the taxi clearance.
Taxi to and hold short runway niner using taxiway Alpha Charlie Bravo Rusty Romeo 66.
Oh, I don't have to acknowledge that. You're going to give me the lines? Yeah, you are. Good. Okay. Let's go. Right, I don't know whether the parking brake is set by default. Sometimes it is, sometimes not. I think it's... There we go. Alrighty. Let's increase the old throttle. Get ourselves moving. I'm going to be using SimRate here to accelerate flight so it doesn't take too long. But also the power of editing is going to help here as well. So you guys don't have to sit through the entire flight. See, some of these textures in these mega textures pack, they're backwards. Look at this plane here, Frontier. See, oh, it's... with distance it's gone the right way around. Yes, Frontier, of all things. Frontier have their own plane. The Brabant jet is right there. So while this is not my first time flying this plane, in that I had to take an examination to get my certificate to fly this thing, which I've done, so I have flown it in that respect. But this is my very first, whoa, we are going quick here, but this is my very first on-air job with this plane. Wow, it's taking me around a very tight place. Don't want to smack my wing up against that building. How is the runway 1 nautical mile away? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's taking me miles away, man. Oh, how many vehicles are on the ground here? Nothing I could do about that. Right, I guess I should be back when I'm on the runway. Okay, we're on the runway, and let's just pop down the old flaps, if I can. Doesn't want to let me. Can't maneuver this. Can't maneuver the switch. It says flaps up, but I can't maneuver the damn thing. Like, I can't pull it down. It says flaps clicking, but it's not doing anything, so I'm going to have to do it manually with the keyboard. That's a bit naff, to be honest. I should be able to do that. Unless I have to go into dwarf mode to do it. That's a possibility. go down into dwarf mode. Now I actually can't. It won't let me move this at all. That's a bit naff. That's got to be considered a bug, that I can't alter the flaps by moving the actual button itself. Alright, so we're going to be going up, and then we're going to be changing into the direction of the red line there. So we'll put the flight director on. Autopilot will not be on yet. And then we want to make sure that we're in GPS mode here, which we are now. And we have altitude hold mode, which we'll do later. I think I'm going to be flying around 6,000 feet again. I normally do, unless it just takes a little bit more to go above the storm, then I'll do that. Or the weather. It's not really a storm, I suppose. But nav mode I'm going to want on when the time comes, and I think we're good. All right. We've got permission to take off already. I've already done that. I believe the parking brake is in the released state. So, let's go. Just pushing down on the stick a little, just to put some pressure on that front wheel. So it takes off when I tell it to. Unless it's like that is it Daha plane, where the moment you take off it puts the gears up automatically, which is strange.
Lefty Romeo 66, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Alright, shut up, woman.
Adams Tower, Rusty Romeo 66, frequency change.
Just make sure that the wheels are up, and they are. And now we can put the flaps up as well, which I should have done a little bit earlier. We'll see if we can get a little bit above the weather as well. Just going to turn round into my correct heading. See if we can get above this weather. It's not bad, it's not really raining or anything, it's just thunder. I don't know if this is typical weather for this region, or if it's just the time of year. What's that, 267,000 feet? Okay. Seems a bit radical. We're approached from the moon then. Alright, so once I get myself lined up and get back onto the magenta line, I mean, I could just engage the autopilot right now, but I'm quite happy to do a little bit of manual flying. It's been a little while since I've loaded up Flight Sim, so again, as I said, quite happy to do manual flying for a change. Whoa, lightning! So we seem to be above the clouds already, at least the weather clouds. The ones above us seem a bit more friendly. We're at 4,500, so we will continue up to 6. And then I can put the autopilot on, and we'll put altitude hold on. And then, whoa, somebody just got zapped. Man, that went right down to the ground, didn't it? Oh, man. Yeah, I'll be throttling back at some point and adjusting the mixture as well once I get up to where I want to be. Oh man, we're not above the weather at all. The lightning's still coming down. It doesn't look so bad though. It's kind of blue skies up there. It's just down there. It looks really grey and kind of bad down there. But above, I don't know. Looks kind of blue. Looks kind of okay to me. Maybe we'll go a little bit higher, but I don't think I can. I don't think I want to go high enough to get above the clouds that we're seeing above us. I think that's going to be a little bit too high, perhaps. But we've reached 6. Maybe pop it up to 6.5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and turn it onto the magenta line so that if we hand over to autopilot, it's not going to do so as abruptly. Just try and get it there already. We'll just do a little bit of manual flying to get to where we want to go. I think 6.5. This is about right. I'll start turning onto the course now. Okay, so now we're going to switch on to autopilot and also altitude hold. Okay, I am not touching anything right now. And I think the plane's going to have to, it's going to have to start turning back the other way now. That'll do, I suppose. Look at the lightning though. Right, so let's see what we have. So 6,700 feet is where it wants to settle, which I'm fine with. Now the throttle and the fuel. So currently let's have a look. Fuel quantity is there. Fuel flow is right up at the top there, so we want to get that down. And where's the RPMs of the okay, so RPM is right up there. But we're going to seriously back up on the throttle here. So we're just going to bring this down. Whoops. Bring it down to maybe, I don't know, 75 throttle. And then the propeller RPM, we'll bring that down to around, I used to bring it to around 85 as I recall. This one seems to be different for some reason. We'll end up going around in circles with that. And then of course the fuel flow mixture, which wasn't at 100% anyway. I'm going to bring that down to around 65. It's just guesswork, by the way. So now the fuel flow is down to half the amount, and the revs are happy. Now also we've got alternator load up in the thing. So can I turn these off? Don't know whether that's a good thing. Will that kill the batteries? I don't know. Guys, leave a comment please. Let me know. Do I leave the alternators on during the flight? And also the fuel boost, assuming I can leave that to low or even off. But yeah, fuel flow is down, fuel flow rate, gallons per hour is down to half, and the estimated time en route is 106 minutes. So yeah, 1 hour 46 really, and you'll see the props are still almost at the red. So we could even bring that down just a little bit more maybe. Let's try and bring it down to around, let's go 65 on those as well. I'm trying to see which, I'm trying to understand the graph here. Oh, okay. I see, okay, I see what it's doing, okay. I don't know why this isn't moving, but Maybe it's just me not understanding the dials. So I'm guessing we're going to have enough fuel to get to where we're going. Let's see how much we have. So 36%. Well, it depends how efficient this plane is, I suppose. And yeah, welcome to, well, I was going to say Jamaica, but Barbados, and we're flying into, let's take a look. I'm going to be flying here into St Kitts, was it? St Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda. Okay. Now I don't know whether I've got my revs high or not, because this is getting really low. If I detune the oh, wait a minute though. Wait a minute, I've detuned the throttle. Okay, so I'm going to bring the revs down a little, and I want to have a look at this guide here and see what it does. So I think it's Control F2. Oh, okay, I see what it's doing. So that white mark is what? Stall? And then the red is too much. So do I want to be somewhere in the middle, perhaps? Maybe around 2,200, something like this. I don't know why these go off kilter. This is at 59, this is at 51. Let's bring this one in line. There you go, around 2,200, 2,300, which is kind of similar to what the Cessna 172 was, I think, or the Grand Caravan. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's under so much strain now. And then the mixture control and the throttle will also regulate the fuel flow. Might be able to get away with bringing this down to even 60. See how the fuel flow has changed? That. Look, as I move this dial, look. So this is just fuel preservation, really, because we've got a lot of cargo on board. Alright, so we seem to be good. The weather seems to be okay up here. And so we're going to increase the sim rate. So let's take a look at this. Whoa! Alright, let's increase it by double.
Sim rate 2.
And now let's increase it by 4 times.
Sim rate 4.
Dare I try 8?
Sim rate 8.
And now we are 8 times the normal speed of the game. Just means I have to come back to it sooner. Now we are flying correctly on that magenta line, but it looks to be a bit off compared to the waypoint, but I'm trusting the GPS more than the waypoint. Alright, so I'll get back to you when we're a bit closer and about to start descending to come into land. Right, so we're in flight here, and I've just discovered that you can actually have the weather hanging over the top of the display here. I'm not 100% sure how I did it, but I did do it. It's down here, the weather. You can have it as a separate display, but you can have it on. You can have the weather displayed as well as your flight path, which is kind of cool. Looks like we're going over some land here. We're not far out now. I mean, 150, almost there. Right, we are just under 35 nautical miles out, so I'm going to start a descent. I think this is the famous St Maarten airport where, like I said, where you land just by going over the top of the beach. If you Google images, go to Google Images and just type in St Maarten, which is, I think, MAA, Maarten. And you'll see pictures of large jumbo jets landing with people in the beach, and they want to stand near the fence and they get blown, and idiots. Okay, so we want VS speed mode on, and we want to come down to not actually given it a setting though, have I? No. Get it down to around, say, 4,000. 4,000 will be good. Should have set that first. So that's going to come down to 4,000 feet now. Weather looks okay here according to this, so it doesn't look so bad. Unlike before, looks fairly decent here. And as you can see outside, not looking too bad here. Just down in the island we came from, it wasn't so nice. But out here, fine. Looks kind of cool. Definitely left all the weather behind, there ain't no doubt about that. The sky is beautiful here. We don't have any clouds above us. Above us only sky. So we're nearly down to 4,000, it's making its way there. And we've got the island of St Maarten right in front of us. And then above St Maarten is the island of Anguilla, or Anguilla, which has in brackets on the map UK. If you take a look on my thing here, it says Anguilla UK. The valley. Oh, wasn't that a level in Mudrunner? Mudrunner. Yeah, St Maarten. The famous St Maarten. Fortunately, it wants to focus on the plane because I've got follow aircraft on. You look here. I mean, you're literally landing over the beach. It'll be fun. Should certainly be fun to see that. I have landed here before because when I got the flight simulator, it was one of the places I wanted to go check out. So we're just about approaching 4,000 now. There it is, lit up in blue. Target altitude. Oh, hold on guys. Yeah, more scam calls. I'm going to disconnect my landline. They don't even attempt to scam you anymore. They just ring up and there's nothing on the other end of the line. They just want to make sure that your phone is live. And then now I answered. I didn't say anything. I just answered the phone, and then now they know that my phone's live. But I'm going to have it disconnected anyway. I'll have the number changed. Yeah. Right. Anyway, that's a different topic altogether. Let's see if we can tune into the airport. And it's TNCM, which is number 3, Princess Juliana International. And we want a full stop landing.
Juliana Tower, Rusty Romeo 66 is 18 miles southeast with Alpha to land.
Rusty Romeo 66 Juliana Tower. Enter right downwind runway 10. Altimeter 29.9 wind 083 at 28.
Enter right downwind runway 10 Rusty Romeo 66.
Okay. So now I'm going to drop my altitude again to around 1,200, I think. and slowly. Maybe not so slowly. Bring it down a bit more. A bit quicker. I don't want my speed to increase too much. I'm going to be taking it off autopilot fairly soon. I do find these gates handy because with the information they just gave me on VFR, because I'm using VFR, I wouldn't know how to approach the runway or from what direction to approach the runway. They just say go left or go right, you know, instead of heading this. But on IFR, they kind of guiding you in all the time. So if I'd had IFR and I'd chosen a nice route in, you know, an approach, then I could have done it without. Just ignore that, guys. That's just OnAir noting that my AI crew have landed, or one of them has anyway. I realized I've been fiddling with this throttle without using my physical throttle. No, I haven't actually. It matches. Okay. Because if I move this without moving my physical throttle, then obviously, if my physical throttle is 75, and I move this down with the mouse down to 30, the moment I move my physical throttle, it's going to be back up to 75 again. It's going to make that quick jump. So I'm just making sure that both were synchronized there. Okay, so we've nearly reached our altitude. And we're just about approaching that first marker, so we're gonna be okay. I can still hear the thunder though, but weather-wise it seems okay. The water looks as you would expect for the sea. A little bit choppy there, but nothing to indicate strong winds or whatever. Okay, so the gate requires us to be at 1,000 feet, but I'll do that manually as we come in now. Get autopilot off. Few moments. I do have a button for autopilot on and off. I think I know what it is. I'm going to press it and see what happens. Yep. Okay, I'm on my own. So I'm just going to monitor my speed. Too fast at the moment, yes, that's normal for me. I will get it down to the required speed at the time, when the time comes. I'm just slightly reducing my throttle now. I think I might change the mixture though back up, but we should be okay here. And that's my alarm to tell me that my AI would have landed by now. This is so I can set up the next job for the AI as soon as possible, so there's no time wasted on their day, on their work day. And can't do that while I'm in flight, obviously. So I've really reduced the throttle here. we doing on fuel?
Rusty Romeo.
Oh,
Clear.
8% on fuel.
10. Wind 083 at 28.
Cleared to land runway 10.
So flaps 1 then,
66.
which I shouldn't have put out right now because I'm going a little bit too fast for that, but it's okay because I don't have like aircraft stress or anything like that set in the game, so it's okay. It's only a little bit over. I'm going to be putting the second flaps in soon. Oh, finally my throttle has actually made a difference to the engine sound. What about that? Okay, now I'm on full flaps.
170 at 16 knots.
There you go. But we're still too fast for the actual... There we go, that's better. I want to be around about 85. I'm going to drop it too much. This doesn't look like the St Maarten that I'm thinking of, at least not from this way. Might not be the same one. But if you Google it, guys, you'll find out. It doesn't look like it's this one, unless that is a... I can't see that being a viable beach just right there in front of the runway. Not really. Okay then. Gear down. Let's bring this thing home. I think the gates, these landing gates as I call them, would disappear once you've been through them, perhaps, and then reappear if you need to do a go around or something. Those ones on the right hand side there should have long gone by now, I think. Okay, so as we cross the threshold then we'll just kill any throttle that we have, flare up and see if we can get a nice landing here. Seems all smooth.
Landing time logged.
Smooth as butter.
Tango November Charlie Mike. Princess Juliana.
Now there was a taxiway there, but
Rusty Romeo 66 exit runway when able.
does she want acknowledging for that one? No.
Rusty Romeo 66 contact ground on 118.7.
Going to 118.7 Rusty Romeo 66. Juliana ground, Rusty Romeo 66.
Taxi to parking, as we're not dropping off any people, so we don't need to go to gates.
Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Rusty Romeo 66.
There's our parking box. Nice and easy. Really nice and easy. Decent landing, I would say, and a very smooth taxi over to the parking. Wasn't too long, unlike the taxiing to leave the previous airport. Next time I go to the airport, I'm just gonna say depart straight out. See if it gives me a quicker taxiway out. Or maybe it'll give me the same runway, who knows. Alrighty then. So, beacon light has to be on, I believe, so we can shut down all the other lights. As long as the beacon light stays on while the engine's on. Turn off the de-icing. And I think turn off the fuel pump. But the engine can keep going. So can you actually turn these off then afterwards? I suppose so. Alternators. I don't know whether this is going to run the batteries down, you see, but we'll turn the engine off.
Engine off, time logged, end of flight, registered in OnAir company.
Okay, so here we are. Reputation 0.3. The engine was on at tracking start. Yes, that was a mistake. Remember I said I didn't start the tracking. I started it too late, so I got a penalty for that. Beacon and strobe were off at engine start. Again, same reason, because that's not actually true. They were actually on all the time. The beacon and strobe were on before the engine started, but again, because it didn't track from the beginning, it's probably picked that up incorrectly. So we got penalized for that. Safety bonus not obtained because of these two criteria here. So we lost a bit on that one. That was all down to my fault. All right, so if we click on OK, and then we go into jobs, I suppose. Actually, I didn't get penalized for the fuel, so I still must have the required amount or enough fuel to do the 30 minutes, I suppose. I didn't get penalized on it, and I think I've still got it on. I don't think I've got anything switched off where I wouldn't get penalized on fuel. No, I should be okay. So back in the jobs then. See that I've delivered the first lot of cargo. So the next airport I would be going to would be TJSJ, which would be this one. Now obviously this is 495 nautical miles from TBPB, but we're not at TBPB. So we're going to, it's just here, it's there to there. So again, now we've got rid of 151 cargo. If we go to, in fact, if I put it into the computer here, so it would be, if it can do. So it would be T, then can I not start selecting here? I have to start from the beginning? Yeah, I do. Okay, so T, the next one's going to be TJ, JSJ. I just want to do this because I want to know the distance to the airport from here. Saves me having to look at it in OnAir and then, you know, because the thing with OnAir is you find out the distance to the airport after you put the fuel in, so it's a little bit awkward. You know, you want to kind of plan it out beforehand. So distance, there you go, 166 nautical miles. Okay, so we can activate that now and have that ready for the next flight. But 166 nautical miles. Okay, so if we move back here then and go into aircraft, choose E, and now we're going to TJSJ. Oh, it does say it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, it does say it because of course it lists all the cargo. It's 167. So that's all I need. And I'm assuming that at TJSJ they have fuel there, but I'm going to check anyway because it is due. So TJ and SJ. Yeah, it's airport size 5. It has to have. It does. Don't be guaranteed that they've all got enough. Like, look at this one. Louis Manor, right? He's got jet fuel, but he's only got 19 gallons. So he's got 9,000, that's plenty. 59,000. So yeah, no worries about fuel at TJSJ. So I don't have to put enough fuel in to get to, you know, 2 airport jumps away. That's even possible. So let's go back. Now, we've got less weight, obviously. So we need to fuel up for 167 nautical miles plus the extra. So I'm going to fuel up. 250 would probably do it. I'm going to go to 300. 312, so excuse me, so 25%. 325, that's way plenty. And then we can confirm that. And now it's going to start putting in the fuel. Cargo is already on board, and the destination would be TJ SJ. And when this is done, we can go to the tracking page. In the meantime, in the sim, I can either stay right here, because the fuel, when I click start tracking, the fuel will be added into the plane, as will the cargo. Right now it's on 7%, but obviously it's going to go to around 25% once I start tracking. But sometimes I've found that if I stay in the plane here and then just start another flight from here, I've had some issues. I can't remember what they were exactly, but I know I've had problems twice doing it this way. I mean, I've already got the next destination programmed in, so that's not a problem. I don't know what runway. So what I like to do really, just end and then just start a new flight. And OnAir is all ready for me to go to the flight tracking page. So we'll just wait for this to load up. Hopefully it's not taking too long. That didn't take long at all. So the departure airport is the one we're at right now. TNCM, isn't it? TNCM and gate small, gate medium, gate small, and then, well, what's down here though? Ramp 47. That looks like right close to the runway. Which way am I going now? I think I'm going east, so maybe I want to be over here. Ramp 12. Gate, yeah. Small. There we go. We'll go there. Maybe we'll be able to take off on runway. Whatever the other one is, it's getting blocked here. Okay, and the arrival airport is going to be TJSJ, San Juan, 167 nautical miles, 1 hour. Good. I'm going to go into live weather again in case anything changes. Let's zoom into details here. That seems like a good arrival to there. And then it's basically just a case of clicking fly, and then once it loads in and we're on the runway sat there with a cold and dark startup on the plane, then we come back to here, go to flight tracking page, and then once we're there sat on the runway with the plane, click start tracking, and then we start. Oh, this is going to be good. We're going to starting the plane up. There you go. Look at this runway here. Concrete and bitumen. We've got 2 bituminous and 2 concrete runways. Yeah, so that's it. I'll get on with this flight. And then I'll catch you on the next one, guys. So in the meantime, take care. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.